As-salaam wa-alaikum, brothers and sisters. Welcome to Year 3 of the 17 Verses podcast. I'm your host, Maher Haq. In this podcast, we take a small selection from the Quran every day and recite it to you in plain English, so you can get a small slice of God's Word while you go about your day. By averaging 17 verses per day, we're able to break the Quran down into manageable pieces and finish it in 1 year. If you enjoyed the podcast, please help spread the word. Tell your friends and family, subscribe in iTunes or Stitcher, and write us a review. Today's selection concludes Surah 24, An-Nûr, or the Light, verses 58 through 64. These verses discuss the etiquette of seeking permission to enter the rooms of married couples, eating at houses other than your own, and the requirement to attend meetings which require collective action. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. O believers, let those whom your right hands possess, or your servants, and those children who have not yet attained puberty, ask your permission before coming in to see you on 3 occasions: before Fajr, or dawn prayers, at noon when you put off your clothes, and after Isha, or night prayers. These are your 3 times of privacy. At other times there is no blame on you if you or they go around attending each other. Thus Allah makes His revelations clearer to you, for Allah is all-knowing and all-wise. And when your children reach the age of puberty, let them still ask your permission, as their elders do. Thus Allah makes His revelations clear to you, for Allah is all-knowing and all-wise. There is no blame on such elderly women who have no interest in getting married, if they lay aside their cloaks without displaying their adornment. But it is better for them if they do not discard. Allah is all-hearing and all-knowing. There is no blame on the blind, nor there is blame on the lame, nor there is blame on the sick, nor on yourselves, to eat in your houses, or the houses of your fathers, or your mothers, or your brothers, or your paternal uncles, or your paternal aunts, or your maternal uncles, or your maternal aunts, or in houses of which the keys are in your possession, or your sincere friends. There is no blame on you whether you eat together or apart. However, when you enter the houses, you should greet one another with the greeting of peace, prescribed by Allah, blessed and pure. Thus Allah makes His revelations clear to you, so that you may grow in understanding. The true believers are only those who believe in Allah and His Messenger, and who, when gathered with Him on a matter requiring collective action, do not depart until they have obtained His permission. Only those who ask your permission are the ones who truly believe in Allah and His Messenger. So when they ask your permission to leave for their private business, you may give permission to those of them whom you deem appropriate and implore Allah to forgive them, for surely Allah is forgiving and merciful. Do not consider the summoning of the messenger in the same manner as you consider the summoning of one another among yourselves. Allah knows those of you who slip away, concealing themselves behind others. Let those who disobey His orders beware, lest some trial befall them or a painful punishment be inflicted on them. Beware, whatever is in the heavens and in the earth belongs to Allah. He knows all your thoughts and actions. On the day of judgment, when they will be brought back to Him, He will tell them all what they have done, for Allah has knowledge of everything. Ameen. This concludes today's episode of the 17 Verses podcast. I hope that this selection helps increase your understanding of the Holy Quran just a little bit. If you like the podcast, you can subscribe in iTunes or Stitcher and write us a review, or you can grab the RSS feed and put it into your own podcast app. The show notes, including a text version of this episode, can be found by going to 17verses.com. That's the numbers 17, VERSES.com. Thank you, and be well.